Blessings, family. Sister Hachali. I suspect there is a campaign that is being orchestrated upon Black us. So many campaigns, right? But I mean specifically in terms of depression. I'm not saying that we do not suffer from it. And if you are a person who feels depressed, this share is for you too. But on top of that, I've been noticing over the past, it's just in a week, I've seen a surge in folks out there peddling pessimistic, nihilistic rhetoric, where even one post was someone who was applauding those who would choose to commit suicide as if they had a salient point because the world is gone so crazy. And I'm not saying the world hasn't gone crazy, but it's an orchestrated craziness that's being perpetuated through social media because social media is a bubble and it's very controlled, and they're promoting those who then will give us a sense that things are hopeless when there's nothing but hope. And that's what all of this is about. They're trying to inculcate a doctrine in our minds so that we will make that conclusion that there is no hope. And it has manifold results. It winds up being easier to kill us individually and then perpetuate that as, oh, they must have killed themselves. And because we'll accept that as just a natural, but we Black people, we're so depressed, then it'll be an easily dismissed investigation. So inculcate, to impress something upon the mind of another by frequent instruction or repetition. Instill. Like this demoness here, Michelle Carter, instilled in her victim, Conrad Roy III, an encouragement to kill himself by making it seem as if that was the brave choice to make a better solution that you can never undo. My goodness, how creeptoid is that? And she was found guilty of manslaughter, but she's since been released, even though I'm sure it's just because she just got one of them big conehead foreheads. But I'm just saying, I'm sure she was released because she is a white girl who talked her boyfriend into killing himself. That is being taken out on all of our Black people when we are fighting. We are rising and growing all on purpose. And that is also part of the gaslighting where when we look at their media, we don't see ourselves. And thus you just get a sense of what all in that fishbowl. They're creating an illusion, a delusion. And this article is only dated from July of 2021. Studies show Black people, especially Black youth, have high self-esteem. Some of these comments I've read, you would think nothing of the sort is the case. And what a beautiful young girl. Love your hair, girl. And but this is a wonderful article that just goes over how more than any other race of people, especially as we get older, our self-esteem increases. We're taking on wisdom. We are done with oppression. We are done with the feelings that being oppressed evinces in our minds. And a lot of us, it's just natural that we're going to find the methods to heal. Do we have further to go? Yes, we do. Lots of us. But then there's plenty of us who we understand already that simple things like diet and exercise and sunshine will stabilize your moods so that you can put in that day-to-day building work so you could have a life that is fulfilling for you as an individual. And this study right here, unhealthy lifestyle behavior is driving an increase in the burden of chronic non-communicable diseases worldwide. Recent evidence suggests that poor diet and a lack of exercise, and I say sunshine, contribute to the genesis and course of depression. While studies examining dietary improvement as a treatment strategy in depression are lacking, epidemiological evidence clearly points to diet quality being of importance to the risk of depression, and exercise is also included in staving off. You're going to get frustrated because that's what they're putting in motion. You can't sell drugs to happy, healthy people. And this is pharmacological in its just justification amongst them, where if you go look at these big pharma websites, they are concentrating on increasing their sales. So they don't want you to know about these proven methods. They want you to go to them. And whoa, I'm not saying that it isn't helpful to get counseling, but as soon as they start peddling pills at you, run, because that stuff will hijack your brain, and oftentimes it will destroy your neuronal function for your whole life. But they want us to just believe the worst about ourselves. And so that this I thank Sister Zizza the artist for sharing this with me, that this was recent. I thought this was something that happened before, but there seems to be a lot of Asian folks who will just go to a kindergarten and shoot everybody, or not shoot, stab the children. This is heinous. This happened in Thailand, and there was another one that happened a couple years before that. And I'm not saying that this is the Thai people, but why is it that if we do a single thing wrong, suddenly that gets depicted as the real us? No, that's because our enemy has been in charge of what we consider to be ourselves, so that we have an unnatural embarrassment about our brethren that is not based on really pondering the full scale just expressions of human behavior, race to race to race. And I support real diversity. So I hope whatever it is that's going on in China can get worked out. All right? But that's not going on with us. This is one of my favorite just pages on Instagram, on Facebook. There are other ones, and then you could just hashtag Black love, Black family, Black men and Black women, and it's just Black love is revolutionary. This is something that's on fire with us. That's why they're doing their utmost to insult us, to demean us, and to make us think that depression is in our nature. And no, it's not. And so on top of getting that sunshine, leave alone their propaganda, their inculcating nonsense, where they're just going to showcase every single homosexual they can find. All right. And they're going to be pushing their Satanism, their murder, because their society is on bended knee. Their society is going out. It doesn't have to, but they insist on sustaining the lies with which their society is constructed. Whereas I love seeing these photos. They're so beautiful. And it's not the same two couples. This is how many? They've got 6,234 posts. Wow. Just on Instagram. And you just come on through, scroll through, and see it over and over and over again how amazingly gorgeous we are. We are so gorgeous. Even Simone Biles, who I owe you an apology, Simone. I'm so sorry. I'm so glad that you know this is where heaven is. That's her and her boyfriend, Jonathan Owens. I think they're actually even engaged right now to be married. So congratulations to the both of them. It's their beautiful couple. And it's not just with Black love that, you can stave off depression because you might be single. And I just want you to know, when you increase your own positivity, you have a better attitude. And when you get out of the social media bubble so that you believe these, gender war is real, just build, do you, and you're going to meet amazing people. Like when I met my king, I was just in a positive mindset, and he's a brother who he is extremely discerning. And so he would be able to tell if I was just full of crap, and I wasn't. I believed in Black love. I believed in Black men and Black women getting together and the might of both of us. So when I met him, and I was, we were just friends. You got to leave the Greco-Roman Western madness alone also. So that's why Allah entreats us to build our substance, our souls up, because then you'll embrace the more natural, not more, it's just natural ways that are healing to meet the opposite sex, to meet friends, to build community. And you're not going to base it on the Greco-Roman lunacy. I love how Brother Mad Black TV stated, we're judging each other off this high value man woman nonsense. It's just like we're on the slave auction block and we're looking at the most trivial aspects of what makes us human. And when we as individuals know that we yearn to be seen for our souls, it can leave you feeling really empty. So when I met my king, he introduced me to enlightened, amazing Black men, such as the leaders of the STEP organization, who just share incredible discipline, teaching, support, guidance for these young brothers so that they could grow up to be vital members of our nation. And they don't say a word other than support for the Black woman. They started their own holiday where it's to celebrate the Black woman as queen. It's inspiring. And as all of this was just a beginning of my soul wake up, I met my very best sister friends just then through STEP. This is out there. Do not depend on your own confidence in yourself and in our people based on the crowd. You must be equally discerning and selective in those you get to know. And when you get to know one amazing Black person, you're going to get to know even more. And so, one step at a time. You got this. This is your nature. Get out in that sunshine and live. Leave these suicide salesmen alone. When you run into them, don't even engage. If you feel like you still have to move up and forward in your own self-esteem, avoid them like the plague. I avoid them and I'm feeling pretty daggone good, okay? So, yeah, there's certain, and some of them, when they're, putting out that narrative, they themselves could be suffering from depression. They may not at all be in a sane state of mind. They could be talking from a poisoned mind that's going to give you just nonstop nihilistic talking points that the real life, the real substance of what you are is sunshine and hope. Straight black family pride, and we are going to be just fine forever. Peace and blessings, family.